One of the best things that ever happened to society currently is giving men a platform to have podcasts, have a microphone, um, be able to pretty much exploit relationship dynamics in order to gain profit. That's one of the best things that has ever happened to society, particularly women, because they are pretty much creating a lens on the reality that comes along with the heterosexual relationships. And due to Disney and romance novels and all of those things, women really only have a picture in their head on how this looks. And men get on here and pretty much tell you straight out it is like this is really what it is. This is what it really is going to look like. And so a couple of days ago, I was in these social media streets and I had came across a clip from this podcast that Joe Budden started called Podwives. This is the segment that we're going to review is a segment from the third episode, and there was a clip there that went viral. And if you stay to the end of this video, we're gonna watch the whole thing, but I'm gonna tell you why this scene got clipped and why it gained so much I guess popularity, particularly amongst women, because it really does put a clear lens on what these men that are married, what they are thinking, and essentially how as a woman, you're not allowed to do things for your own best interests, and how men and especially husbands feel about you being a woman doing things for your own main interests. So let's get right into it. I'm going to share the screen with you guys, and we are going to watch this together.
Thank you for having us.
Hollering at how smooth he was. Did y'all see how fucking smooth he was with that? I am me, you are me, and I am you, and we are one. And that's the reason why I forgot to acknowledge you for, being my significant other on, this podcast that I host. This is why Joe Budden has been a serial womanizer over and over and over again. If you're not familiar with Joe Budden, he's pretty much um F level celebrity as far as what his main intention was as a rapper. He's the pump it up, that song that was like probably charted fucking 60 on the Billboard for 1 week. And he never got any popularity after that one song. And so pretty much he has to resort to finding all different types of things to grab at to essentially make money and to have a platform. And so you'll see throughout this whole entire podcast, he's a troll. He gives that 50 Cent energy. I really don't understand why any woman would entertain him, but that's just proof there of how smooth he is, where he can pretty much manipulate women. So let me shut up and keep this rolling. Oh, okay. Glasses is abusive. His energy is way off. Um, yeah, that's like the thing about these dynamics. And I know that someone had messaged me and they emailed me and they wanted me to like talk more about these dynamics, these interracial like dynamics like this. And I kind of think it's one of those things where in these dynamics, I kind of feel as though you should kind of like have an understanding as to what it is that you're signing up for when you decide to do these things. If you're going to go that route, that way, this isn't something that's being brought up every single day, like what he's mentioning. And I kind of feel as though that is why the other guy mentioned, like, you guys bring this up every single day. Like there is a make or mention of the cultural differences between you all every single day. And this is why I have a large issue with how genuine men are whenever they want to like become a passport bro, or they want to date interracially, because a lot of it, in my opinion, it just comes along in their head with like whatever status that comes along with dealing with that race, but actually embracing the cultural differences between that person that they're choosing to be with, that is always the issue. We had seen that with like Young Jeezy and Jenny Mai. You know, rumor has it that a large part of the reason why they had gotten a divorce was because of the fact that Jenny Mai's mother lived under the same roof as them. Well, anyone that understands Asians and anyone that understands Asian culture, that is very normal for them to have 2 or 3 generations in the same household. Asians are very communal individuals when it comes to the family unit. And so, men will have no problem dating interracially, but they don't accept the things that come along with their partner's culture. And the thing about it is that it will be the same exact traits that they will see in someone of their own race, but somehow they will try to repackage it and make it look better in a different race. So like if you're a Black woman, you're angry or you're argumentative, but then if you're Latina, oh, you're spicy, you're feisty. And so it's just a rebranding of the thing that they have a disdain for, and the only thing that's different is just the shade, the you know, the cultural difference essentially.
Polish upbringing, because it's not like we were Americanized. We had to be raised how we were in Poland.
Forget to like the video, please thumbs up the video, please subscribe. Okay, the subscription, you subscribing to my channel is free. You will get, if you press the notification bell, you'll get a notification every single time that I post something. Also, if you want to learn more about dark manipulation, dark femininity, manipulation tactics, so that way you can play the game, or also learn how to not have the game be played on you, you can go on ahead and you can join my Patreon. Also, I do one-on-one consultations. So if there is any issue that you are having with a man, just in your personal life, there is an obstacle that you are seeking help with to overcome, I also have one-on-one consultations, and that is all linked in the description. I also have a second YouTube channel. I know it appears that you all are being suggested, some of you are being suggested my second YouTube channel. The name is Queen and the name is at Mystic Sovereign. So please do not report that channel. That is my channel. I'm wearing like a red like bustier in the little like avatar. That is my channel. So do not report that channel. That is me. That is all me. So if you are more interested into tapping into spirituality and kind of opening your mind to different spiritual concepts, you can go on ahead and you can subscribe to me at the Mystic Sovereign. I don't think I have that in my bio yet, but I need to add it. And so anyway, let's hear what else he has to say, but let's make sure we get the likes up, y'all. Make sure you all press the thumbs up for me so we can watch this in its entirety without a whole lot of breaks. So when you are in an interracial relationship, the way that I would look at it, if this were me, the thing about it is that I feel as though for me personally, this would be something that I would bond with someone over, especially if you all come from cultures of oppression. I mean, come on, like Black people were oppressed to the point where we literally had to eat the intestines of pigs. You know what I mean? We might have not dipped bread in lard, but we cooked our food in lard. So essentially, this is really no different. I mean, it's literally the same thing as like you take lard from like your bacon, you can save the lard from the bacon, you can cook your food in that lard. It's the exact same thing. And so I feel as though this is actually something where you could actually level out with your partner through different examples of oppression. It's no different than sugar sandwiches. It's no different than fried bologna. It's no different amongst any culture as what it is that people kind of had to scrap together to be able to eat anything. I know that with me living in New York City, I worked with a lot of Russians, and, you know, I worked with Russians that, you know, they lived in Russia 50 years ago, you know what I mean? Where they were under a lot of communism. And the thing about it is that, like, yeah, they had like to ration food. They had to wait a long time in food. They had to wait in very, very long lines in order to be able to get food. And so my thing about it is that this is a key representation of how when people want to date interracially, they just want the status that comes along with the person that they're dating. They don't really want to get to know and embrace another person's struggle throughout their culture, because I feel like to be judging her culture on something like that when your own culture also has history of oppression, history of, you know, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents essentially. This is not this rubs me the wrong way. This rubs me the wrong way a lot. And this is the part of marriage that a lot of women don't realize that you're signing up for. One of my relationships, because I am a very blunt person. I am a person that will not necessarily want to coddle your feelings when it comes to you needing help from me. And the thing about it is that this is an example of emotional labor that men are expecting women to have. Because at the end of the day, if they wanted that type of energy, they would go to their homeboys, because that's how their homeboys are going to treat them, right? Their homeboys are going to be logical and give them a solution and tell them to not have any feelings regarding the situation. And so essentially that was the energy that he was met with, and he did not like that energy that she had met him with. I remember one of my exes, he would complain about that, and he was like, I just feel as though, like, you know, like you're not soft enough with me and you're not this enough with me. And it's like, go see a therapist. Go see a therapist, because essentially what these men are asking of you, they want you to just listen to them without correction. They just want you to listen to them without holding them accountable and pinpointing out their mistakes to not make the same mistake again. And at the end of the day, when you're attached to a man like this, especially through marriage, women can understand and identify that if this is not called out, future decisions will be made where it will affect her. So essentially what he's saying is, I broke up with her because I came to her with a problem. She wanted to hold me accountable for the problem and solve the problem, just like how my homeboys would. And because she didn't do that, because she didn't coddle me, because she didn't just say, oh, it's okay, baby, let me get you a pat on the back, and just let him do whatever it is he wants to do moving forward, he broke up with her. Gonna last very long. Their marriage is not going to last very long, because this man doesn't, her husband has no emotional intelligence. And she clearly said it. She literally said that my emotional well-being is ruined whenever I try to have certain conversations with my husband. Their marriage is their marriage, I can see it already. It is not going to last. I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny, but you can already kind of tell in how she looks. Look at how she looks and look at how he looks. He looks vibrant. He looks happy. He looks clean shaven. I don't think she had like a baby or anything. I'm assuming that they have no children. She hasn't had a baby. Like I said, I don't know these people. I'm not familiar with them. I don't know if they have any large social media presence. So I'm just kind of like gauging. But look at how she looks, and then look at how he looks. She has, you could tell in her face, you could tell how she looks. She has to internalize all of these emotions, because the person that she is married to does not believe in emotions. And so therefore he cannot meet her with emotions to understand where she's coming from. And she said the key word, empathy. He has no empathy. And so when you hold on to all of this, and when you hold on to all these emotions that you have for your partner, and they cannot meet you halfway, that is how women end up looking in a relationship. It looks like she's got moon face. It looks like, you know, she's like a little bit heavier. That is what that looks like. When you're married to someone, I'm sorry, you should not look like that. I'm not saying she's ugly or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. But you can tell as a woman when she is with someone that is emotionally safe, when she is with someone that is making space for her. She glows, she's fit, she looks good, and you could tell that she's not in a good marriage. When your first thing to do is to shut down the emotions of a woman. The reason why men do this is because men are not able to deal with emotions. Ladies, what are the likes at? The likes at least need to be at 80, 85. Where are the likes at? We're on pause until we get the likes at 85. We're on freeze mode until we get the likes at 85. So yeah, 63 likes need to be at 85. It's freeze. It's freeze until we get there. Just all you got to do is press the thumb. It's free. That's all you got to do. Just press the thumb for me so we can keep this moving. Y'all can put a 1 in the chat once we're at 85. I'm trying to see now where we're at. All right, we're at 79. So let's get to 85 so we can keep this live stream going. Keep it moving. Press the thumbs up for me, y'all. Press the thumbs up for me, y'all. All right, we're at 81, 82. Come on, let's get it to 85. Once y'all put a 1 in the chat because we got to 85, then I'll start back. All right. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Don't forget to like the live when y'all come in, okay? First thing y'all have to do, press that thumbs up. Press the thumb for me. Just let me know and let everyone know that y'all are enjoying the content that y'all are watching so I know to make more. How tense Joe is. Look at how tense he's getting over this conversation.
To get there.
Why am I acknowledging something that's
Oh, pay attention to what he says. This is Kino. Pay close attention to what Kino says here. I want you to listen real close to what he's about to say.
upsetting you?
Wait, let me rewind it.
Communicate in order to get there.
Why am I acknowledging something that's upsetting you?
You hear that? Why am I acknowledging something that's upsetting you? And it's women out here who still want to get married. It's women out here who still, oh, I want my Prince Charming. I want to get married. So in code terms, he just said, why would I give a fuck about your feelings? Why would I care about any complaints you have, any issues you have, anything it is that you have to say? And essentially all the men are agreeing with him. Essentially all the men are agreeing with him because this is how they meet their wives. She already said that he doesn't meet her with empathy. Joe Budden's girl already said that as soon as she wants to bring something up, the first thing that he wants to do is go smoke, go drink, go do things to avoid the conversation. And this is why when women are giving women advice about what to do in their relationship, that whole, you need to communicate, it doesn't work with men. Men don't respond to communication. That's the reason why I have my Patreon, $7 a month. I pretty much have been creating content every day, voice memos every day All of that is dark manipulation. All of that is dark femininity. None of these married women have tapped into their dark femininity to overcome this shit. These women are still thinking that communication works with men. These women still believe that coming to a man and addressing the problem and explaining the problem to him is going to make him change. They don't respond to that. It does not work. Men do not respond to verbal communication. The only way that men are going to change is when you do all the tactics that they use for women, you do it to them. Humbling tactics, reminding them that you can leave at any moment, reminding them that you have other people that are interested in you, playing games. I understand a lot of women are like, but I don't want to play games. I don't want to have to play games. Life is a game. Life is a game. And there is a way that you have to play the game in life for you to be able to get your needs met and to be able to do what it is that you want. So I really do. I really do encourage women to believe me when I'm telling you this. If you want to deal with men, you have to play the game in order for you to get whatever it is that you want. Men don't respond well to leading with light and leading with love and leading with nurturing. All they do is take advantage of that. All that's going to do is make you become a doormat. And that's what all these women are. These women are doormats because they don't know how to play the game. They don't understand the true nature of men and what men respond to. Men are toxic. Men want a lot of game playing. Men want a lot of toxicity in their relationships.
So I don't get that. That's just your shit.
Well, because she's your significant other. You know?
Now, I want us to remember, sorry, I don't mean to cut him off so soon, but I want y'all to remember, this is the same man that just complained about how his girl did not give him the nurturing and the coddling that he was expecting when he came to her with a problem. And this is why I say all of these dynamics, these marriage dynamics are one-sided. A lot of women are asking for a marriage. Baby, if you want a marriage, look at all the work you're going to have to do. You're going to have to be there emotionally for a man, and he's not going to want to be there emotionally for you. So he's literally expecting for you to coddle him, pat him on the back. It's going to be okay, baby. And he literally just said, well, that's your shit. Your situations, your issues, your problems, that's your shit. That's a personal problem. So why are you there? What is the need to be with a person, to be married to a person when you can't even confront them or talk to them regarding a situation? What's the point? You could tell all of these women are married just for love. And that's the worst thing you could get married for love. This is what love looks like. The love that women have in their head about how it's going to look when you get married. This is how it looks. I mean, she's Dominican because she had said that like her family doesn't want her to be with a Dominican man. So I'm assuming she's Dominican. She's the most quiet person. And I think she's the most quiet person because she's observing the dynamics between all of these relationships. And she's noticing how dysfunctional it is. That's the reason why she is so quiet. Queen, I know you watch Beauty in Black, as do I. This reminds me of when Horace told Kimmy to never take accountability. And if you are going to unalive someone, make sure you finish the job. Exactly. No one can accuse you of something if you never admit that you did it. No one could put it in your face if you just play it off. I didn't do that. Deny. This is why men are all, you could have literal proof of them cheating. You could have a whole video that you're showing in front of them of them cheating. They're never, ever, ever going to take accountability for it because then that puts the power for you to essentially, for them to admit, hey, you actually did do it because you're saying it. So they're just not going to ever take accountability. But you could tell that, the Dominican woman, she's quiet for a reason. She is quiet for a reason.
I just wanted to make beats.
But someone else on TV.
Look, she's shaking her head. Look.
That's crazy.
She was crying so hard on FaceTime one time. I just started taking pictures. It does. I'm like, yo, look at yourself.
No, but not that. It kept saying.
Look, she's grabbing her neck. You can tell in her body language that she doesn't like any of these dynamics that she's seeing. She's not comfortable. she can call the bullshit on what is happening in front of her. Thank you for the advice. I used to be mean and tough, but I felt like I was doing wrong, so I softened up big time. Looking back on things, I got better results when I was tough and inconsiderate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is opening up a whole new lens, and it's probably really exposing things that are happening in her relationship that she's realizing is fucking dysfunctional. Oh shit! Did they kick me off? Uh-oh. Hold on. Did they kick me off? They must have. Let's see. Lame. Yeah, it must have been for copyright. All right. Let me pop out and then pop back in and do it like that. All right. Can you guys see me? I'm back. I think it was copyright. I assume it was copyright, but that's okay because I watched the whole thing because I kind of had an inkling that they were gonna be on BS with me for the copyright situation. So I'm gonna like start this all over again, essentially. That way I can at least upload. I can at least like upload this without I'll just have them clip all of the things out or whatever. So essentially, can y'all put a one in the chat to let me know that y'all could see me? First of all, that you could see and hear me. That's like the most important thing. I want to make sure that everyone could see me because I had to like pop out and then come back in. All right, cool. So essentially throughout that whole entire live stream, we already talked about how in these marriages, okay, like these men really refuse to value or care about communication with their partner. And essentially how the women are expressing how it really does mean like a lot to them to be able to go to their partner and to be able to express how they feel about their whatever issues that they're having. And so you can obviously see how the men were feeling about that situation, and how they had a strong disdain for all of that information as well. But the biggest thing, the part that keeps getting clipped all over the goddamn place, essentially they were talking about finances. And this is the reason why with women, I feel like it's very, very important for you all to take your finances seriously and really for you to have your own goal as to how life is going to look with you based off of your finances outside of being with a man. Because men don't, the goalpost is always going to move with men, right? If you say that you want a prenup, they're going to feel some type of way. And then if you say that you don't want a prenup, they're going to call you a gold digger because they fear that the outcome of the marriage is going to result in you gaining their assets and you gaining the money that they worked oh so hard for. You know, their little coins with lint in between. They're holding on so tightly to that they don't want you to receive. So Keno and then his wife, there was a whole discussion that went around talking about prenuptial agreements and talking about how a relationship is going, how that looks, you know, when it comes to the finances. And so essentially, his wife or girlfriend, I guess I guess it's his girlfriend because he said that he broke up with her. Essentially, she had said that she would want a prenup because she wants to protect everything it is that she had prior to the marriage. And then once they actually were to get married, from the day that they got married moving forward, everything that they quote unquote built together would essentially be an entity that they, it would kind of be fair game essentially in the event of a divorce, right? And to no surprise, Dusty Kino had a very large issue with that. And he was very upset over the fact that she has stated that she wanted to have a prenup, and he was questioning as to why she would want a prenup. And she pretty much had told him, I've worked very hard for like what it is that I have, what I currently have and what it is that I have earned. And so essentially, he says, "Oh, thank you, Jenna. So happy to catch you live. These couples were so hard to watch. Thinking about becoming bottle girl before dancing now. I feel so tapped in from watching you. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you so much, Jenna. I'm really, really glad that my content is helping you. And yeah, nothing's wrong with serving the bottles, girl. Nothing's wrong with serving the bottles. I know women that do it. I know women that do both. They are a bottle girl and they still dance on the side. So I love that for you. I'm very, very happy for you. But Kino was pissed, and Kino had the nerve to say, he literally had the nerve to say, well, what if I need some money? What if I need something? And you're a grown ass man. Like this is why men are so embarrassing, and why it's like very, very hard to even want to like deal with them, because the way they look at it, you're entitled to nothing that they have. You're entitled to nothing that they own. You are expected to cook and to clean and to do all these things for them, and you should ask for nothing. You deserve nothing. But when you have your own things, your own assets, your own empire that you have built, he literally feels entitled to what it is that she has built prior to meeting him. And she said, if we have kids, I would also like that to go to my children. Well, but what if I need help? So you're literally over here saying that you would need help before your children, as if you're not a grown ass adult, as if you're not a grown ass man. And for a lot of these men, they essentially want to be a man. They want to be a man / mama's boy. They want to be a man / boy child. So they want to, in front of other people, they want to beat on their chest how they're powerful, how they're dominant, how they have all these accolades. And then behind closed doors, they want to extract your energy, extract your money, take your resources, use you for your emotional labor, your domestic labor, and so on and so forth. And so the next thing, the next couple, so the couple, when they were the couple where they were both white, so the guy in like the hat and then the green shirt, and then the wife that had on all black, she had mentioned that when they first decided to get married, she did feel some type of way about essentially him coming forth about wanting a prenuptial agreement. And she said that it did hurt her feelings, that, she feels as though, why would we need a prenup if we feel as though things aren't going to end, and a lot of women feel this way. And this is what gets a lot of women with these unfavorable settlements, because too many women believe that love is enough. The love will end till the test of time. And that's a fairy tale. That's not real. Nothing in life lasts forever. And so for you to override your livelihood in the event of love is very irresponsible. You're clearly brainwashed, and you're clearly not looking out for yourself. You should never, ever rely on love to carry you through the test of time, and not your finances, not the things that you need in order to be able to survive. Until you can pay a phone bill, a mortgage, your rent, a car note with love, until you can pay off those things with your love and your gratitude and your appreciation for your man or your husband, until that happens, You should 100% be looking out for self when it comes to your finances, because without your finances, you have nothing. And you can tell that that woman is very brainwashed still. She really does have this limerence when it comes to marriage. She really does live in the fantasy world when it comes to marriage. And she doesn't even realize what it's doing to her. Like I said before, I'm not coming at her looks physically. I am just saying that you can tell that she is giving a lot more into the marriage than what she is benefiting from, because women glow when they are women glow when they are in a predicament that's really fueling them and feeding them and putting them in a sense of abundance. So she said that she felt some way about that. And pretty much she had agreed to this was the other part. He didn't bring up the prenup. He didn't bring up the prenup conversation until 2 months before the wedding. This is another thing that a lot of men will do. Men will push having these tough conversations to the very, very, very end to back you into a corner, to force you to make a decision. Because had he brought this up, they were engaged for, I think she said 2 years. I think she said they were engaged for either a year or 2 years before they got married. He waited 2 months before the wedding, because he knew that if he were to tell you any earlier, you would have more time to process and think about, okay, well then, do I even want to get married? Do I even want to do this or not? Because that would give you more time to process and to strategize and to think about something. So once they see the fact, oh, well, she's looking forward to the wedding. She got the dress, she got the bridesmaids, she got the invites, we got the venue. She got, we'd have picked out a ring. They did all of the things to get you this close. And then right before said thing happens, or is supposed to happen, he drops this bomb on you. So she explained that she felt like, she pretty much said it, she felt like she was backed into a corner because she's planned all this stuff for the wedding. Now she has to get a lawyer. Now she has to get her finances looked at. Now this is another thing that she now has to consider 2 months before they are supposed to be getting married. And this is the kicker. For a lot of men, it's not about them getting a prenup because they want to only protect their finances. That's only a part of it. For a big part of the reason why a lot of men will do the prenup situation is because they want to remind you, or they want to try to remind you, that they have power over you, that they are dominant over you, and that they are the breadwinner, and that, guess what? You're not going to get anything. Many men think that, they get off on the fact of, if it doesn't work out, you're not getting any of my shit. Essentially them saying that I'm okay with seeing you struggle. I'm okay with this ending and making sure that you don't have a place to live. Our children don't have a place to live. Our children have no sense of stability. They are totally okay with that. And this was the kicker. So she had forgot, when she was talking to her lawyer, she mentioned she had forgot that she had actually inherited some land, and she actually had inherited some things generationally that she actually needed to protect if she was going to get married to this man. So whole time she is so blinded by love, whole time she is in fairy tale land, that she almost overlooked the fact that she has something of her own to protect, not only of her own, but of her family's. Imagine her ancestors looking above it, and they get divorced, and now he has ownership of their land. He now has ownership over the things that her family and her family has worked so hard to build and to have and to give to her. And she's throwing it away. She's thrown it away now in a marriage that ended in divorce because she's too busy thinking with her heart and not with her brain. And so Joe Budden, being the troll that he is, he had pretty much made fun of the guy that she was married to. And she said, he pretty much said, yeah. And he was like, well, damn, she has more than you. You probably weren't even thinking that she has more than you. And he tried to, brush it off or whatever. But you could tell it hit him when Joe Budden said that, because, yeah, because it had nothing to do with him just protecting his assets, and had everything to do with he wants to remind her, I have more than you, you know, you're not going to be able to take anything from me. And then it came for that to realize that man ain't got no land. That man ain't got nothing generationally that was passed down to him. He doesn't have a fraction of that. So essentially, he signed up for a prenup to realize that she actually is the one. She actually is the one that has more to lose in this marriage as opposed to him. Then Joe Budden and his girl were talking about prenups, and it was essentially the same thing. She still kind of had that mindset, well, you know, I felt like, you know, we really don't need to get a prenup, and, you know, it's something that I would have to really think about, and the love that we have for each other is enough. And, you know, and then she pretty much said that, you know, upon thinking about it more, she literally said, well, she's like, I told Joe that all he has to do is give the papers to the lawyer and I'll just sign them. Girl, you could be signing your whole life away. Oh, I trust him. And, you know, he's not the man that he used to be. The typical lines that women like to give to justify men's behavior. He's grown so much since I've been with him. And so I'm not worried. I'm not concerned that he's going to switch up. I'm not concerned that he's going to be a different type of person. All he has to do is go to the lawyer, get the prenup, and I'll just sign whatever it is that he wants me to sign. Stupid. Very, very, very stupid. And my thing about it is that you're doing this for Joe Budden. I mean, you literally have it on candid camera how this man has treated women, how this man has played women, how this man has been a serial cheater, a serial womanizer. And it's always this, the thing that traps women into these type of dynamics is that women are always trying to gain their validation through a man. And the number one type of man that women want to gain their validation through is the worst type of man possible. The man that's always cheating, the man that's putting his hands on women, the man that's always getting into some type of trouble, because women want to have their validation be fueled based off of how much a man could change for them. And the game is not in your favor for that to happen. We live in a patriarchal system. So everything that you're hoping that a man changes for you, patriarchy rewards men for doing that. And so you are not, he isn't going to gain any benefits by changing for you when men are rewarding men for his behavior. You're never going to be that special. You're never going to gain that much respect for him to want to change those things about him. And so essentially what women will do is have this in their head, well, he'll change for me and I can be Barb the Builder, and I can, you know, my punani is the best punani, and, you know, it's no other woman that's like me. I'm telling you, you're not that special. You're not that special to be essentially signing away your life, signing away your livelihood for a man that has a past that is a fucked up past, having a past where he's never been faithful. He's a serial cheater. It's never going to happen. He's never going to be that type of person that you want him to be. Then they started discussing, essentially pretty much what the gender roles were, not the gender roles, but essentially what would happen in the event of the breadwinner. Does the breadwinner is there anything that the breadwinner needs to do? And I think Keno was the one that had asked that question. And so essentially, most of the men agreed that the breadwinner shouldn't have to do anything aside from bring home the bacon and make the money. And the couple, the white couple, this is how much men try to lie. He pretty much tried to say, oh yeah, you know, even though I'm the breadwinner, I still do everything around the house. And she called his ass out. She was like, no, you don't. You could tell that woman was so angry by him lying. Like that's the worst couple. I get Keno and the Polish woman. Yeah, they have their things. But the best picture of marriage was that couple, the white couple to the left. That was the worst couple on there because you could just see how tired she was and how much resentment she had for her husband. She was like, no, you don't. She was like, I'm the one doing the cooking. I'm the one doing the cleaning. I'm the one that's doing the laundry. I'm the one that's doing everything. And that's the way she looks, how she looks. He's all dripped out, swagged out, got his hat on, got his vest on, got his pants on, got his nice shoes on. And she over here looking frumpy dumpy with a damn t-shirt and hoodie on and sweatpants. That lady is stressed. That lady is worn down. That lady is tired. All that man did was marry someone who signed up to be a helpmate. She wanted the ring so bad that she signed up to be a helpmate. And that's how marriage looks for a large majority of women. So unless you want to look like that, unless you want to have that type of life for yourself, looking like her, come on. And then I know Kino and the Polish woman were talking about how, oh, well, when I come home, everything is cooked for me. And then he pretty much backpedaled and said, yeah, like sometimes, or he's like, I'll come home and the clothes are washed and clean and folded. And then the white woman, she said, and put away. She was pissed. She was like, and put away. You could tell that all of that domestic labor is wearing that woman out. Cause you could just feel that she had a very, very visceral reaction to that conversation because of how frustrated she was. And then once again, the Polish girl is like giggling about it, yeah, I'll cook for him. Yeah, I'll clean for him, yada, yada, yada. And then Joe and his girl, pretty much the same type of thing, oh, I cook an omelet for him and, I'll do this. And pretty much he was saying like, no, I'm not going to be cooking. I'm not going to be cleaning, So pretty much you could tell that the couple, that couple in the back, the Dominican and the white woman, they wanted no parts. They wanted no parts within that podcast, within that whole discussion. And for one of two reasons. Number one, they're not going to expose their relationship because who knows, that very well could reflect that very well could be a relationship that they have, they just don't want to say it publicly. Or number two, who knows, it's probably the complete opposite of what their relationship is. And they just kind of feel as though we don't have any space to really bring up how our relationship looks because everything that y'all are saying that y'all do, we don't do. You know what I mean? It could be one of the two. But that couple was quiet for a reason, especially the woman. She was quiet for a reason. So pretty much majority of the couples, they still believe in gender roles, and these women have no problem. These women have no problem submitting to that. And then you have the one that's been submitting to it, and she doesn't even understand. She doesn't even understand how much of a disservice that she's doing to herself. When it comes to this, I'm trying to think of any other themes I can remember, within the podcast. Not really. Yeah, I really can't remember anything else with the podcast. I'm still gonna upload this. It's just unfortunately, I'm just gonna have to edit everything out from the copyright. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to edit everything out from the actual the copyrighted material from the live stream. That's why I made sure that I watched it beforehand, because something told me that they would copyright it in the first place because it is Joe Budden after all. Yeah, so that is all for today. I am gonna post on the spiritual channel today. So if you want to be a part of that channel, you can follow me at the Mystic Sovereign, no spaces, all together. That's my spiritual channel that I just started a couple weeks back. So I will be making content on there. If you want to learn more about dark femininity, dark manipulation, all of that stuff, you can follow me over on Patreon. So yeah, that pretty much sums up what the situation looks like. If you all would like me to do more of these, like, because it's a series, so they're going to have more episodes of this, I most certainly can I most certainly can I'll just take like screenshots or whatever and just have the screenshots of the couples and then talk about them. So please let me know in the comments if you would like to see more of these Podwives analysis, because I haven't seen anyone do them yet. So yep. So that is all for today, my lovely sovereign sisters. I really hope you enjoyed this. Sorry about them cutting in out of my live with the copyrights. I'm still trying to piece apart and pick essentially what I can get away with and what I can't get away with in these YouTube streets. So I will see you all next time. And yeah, bye.